my eyes, tell me it's
27. 27 has always been my favorite number, and I'm not sure how it started actually. I think it was probably because it was my first soccer jersey when I was a kid. But to me, 27 is when I thought I would reach my peak. 16-year-old me, even 21-year-old me, figured that by the time I turned 27, I would be a jacked multi-millionaire who runs a billion-dollar company who has life totally figured out. And while I realize now that that is absolutely obscene, clearly we're not there yet. And don't get me wrong, there are plenty of things that I'm still working on, and my definition of peak has moved drastically over the last decade, but I still feel incredibly far away from where I want to be. To put it into perspective, let me give you a little bit more context on where my life is currently at. Nearly 4 years ago, I graduated from college and moved across the country to focus on my career. I wanted to go to the place that I felt would have the highest density of people who are doing the thing, and what better place than New York City? For me, my thing was building a startup. And for the last almost 4 years now, I've devoted pretty much every waking moment to building that startup. To put it in a nice little timeline, right when I moved to New York City, we built our MVP and got our first paying customers. As we saw traction, we raised some funding from the best investors in the world.
I feel like I'm gonna throw up. How would you feel if we did the whole million at a million post price seed round?
Go.
I think it's done. I gotta make some phone calls.
We moved into an office space that needed a lot of love to build the best team in the world, made a few business pivots that really unlocked what it is that we were trying to do, and now we're in build mode as we focus on hitting some larger revenue targets. Which brings us to today. Today is January 17th, and it is also my 26th birthday. Now, am I a jacked multimillionaire running a billion-dollar company who has life figured out? No. But as I enter my 27th year of life, I've got one more year to figure it out. I've got another year to chase my peak. So starting today, for what I'm hoping will be 365 days, I'm taking on the challenge of recording, editing, and putting out a video every single day. And I'm doing it for 2 reasons. The first and most important is that I think it's really gonna help the business. I've now watched some of my favorite founders build incredible companies off the backs of great content, and as a non-technical founder, the highest leverage thing that I can be doing is getting more eyeballs to what it is that we're building. The second is a little bit more personal, but quite honestly, I wanna make my younger self proud. Making YouTube videos has always been a bucket list item for me, and I can't imagine a better way to capture memories and hold myself accountable as I chase that next peak. There's actually an Instagram post that I saved because it made me feel super nostalgic, and obviously it's super cheesy because it's a travel post, but I really like the sentiment. And it goes, I'm not afraid of dying, but I am afraid of not hiking the Dolomites in Italy, so I did. Not visiting Yellowstone National Park, so I did. Never visiting the Colosseum in Rome, so I did. And for me, I'm not afraid of dying, but I am afraid of not living up to my potential or that I'll never reach those peaks. And so now, with that same sentiment, in a year from now when I do turn 27, I'm hoping that I can say, so I did. And I'm excited to bring you along with me.
all in my hands, don't fail me now. Won't let the weight of my fear go and not me.
And yeah, I'm gonna copy this shit out of Casey Neistat every chance I get.